The Frenchie Chronicles, Ep.7, Bonfire Night Mayhem. The Halloween pumpkins had barely gone soft before the next big event rolled in. Bonfire Night. The air outside was cold and smoky. Children's laughter echoed from gardens down the road. Somewhere in the distance, a rocket screamed into the sky, then exploded in a glittering burst of red and gold. Inside, Charlie closed the curtains tight. "All right, everyone," she said firmly. "Tonight is firework night. No barking, no biting, no bursting through the fence." 3 pairs of Frenchie eyes stared back at her. Old Alan, ever the veteran, grumbled and shuffled closer to the radiator. Fival, the ginger speed demon, wagged his tail like a helicopter, ready for anything. And Bruce, the black and brown powerhouse, was already trembling with excitement or fear. It was hard to tell. Brooke, 13, and Taylor, 12, were sprawled on the floor in their pajamas, surrounded by snacks, dog blankets, and the faint smell of cheese crisps. "Operation Calm Doggos is a go," Brooke announced, holding up a bowl of popcorn like a commander. Scene 1. The first bang. It started with a small pop outside, then another, then a massive boom. Bruce jumped 3 feet in the air. Fival bolted under the sofa. Alan farted loudly and pretended it wasn't him. Taylor burst out laughing. "Alan, seriously?" Charlie sighed, rubbing her temples. "It's gonna be a long night." She turned up the TV, trying to drown out the bangs with some harmless family show. But Fival wasn't fooled. Every time a firework went off, his little ginger head popped out from under the sofa like a meerkat on high alert. Scene 2. The Great Escape. Around 8 p.m., the biggest firework yet exploded right above the house. A massive gold bloom that shook the windows. Bruce barked once, twice, then charged toward the back door like a tank. "No!" Charlie yelled, but it was too late. He hit the door with his full body weight, and it flew open. Cold air rushed in. Fival darted out after him, yipping like a tiny soldier, following his captain. Alan stayed where he was, mumbling to himself like an old man. "Idiots! Every year, same nonsense." Brooke and Taylor sprang into action. "Get the leads! I'll get the treats." They dashed out into the garden. The night sky, lighting up in every color imaginable. Scene 3. Fireworks Frenzy. Bruce and Fival were halfway across the garden, barking at the sky like they were trying to scare it away. "Come here, you nutters!" Brooke shouted, shaking the treat bag. Fival stopped, tilted his head, then immediately pounced on a leftover hot dog bun, near the fence. Bruce wasn't so easily distracted. He stood in the middle of the lawn, staring up at the exploding colors. His fur glowed orange from the firelight, and then he started howling. Not a scared howl, but a weird, deep, dramatic one. "Woof!" Taylor gasped. "He's singing?" Fival joined in, his high-pitched barks completely off-key. Even Alan, from the doorway, gave one half-hearted grumble that almost counted as a note. Charlie laughed so hard she could barely stand. "My Frenchies have formed a choir." Scene 4. The Bonfire Biscuit Disaster. When things finally calmed down, the family gathered around the TV again with mugs of hot chocolate and a small plate of biscuits. Bruce, of course, had his eye on them. Taylor caught him staring. Don't even think about it. But Bruce did think about it. And while everyone's eyes were glued to the big fireworks finale on TV, he struck. He climbed onto the sofa, slow, silent, determined. One paw on the cushion, one on the coffee table, and then, crash! The biscuit plate hit the floor. Hot chocolate spilled. Alan barked like an alarm clock. Fival panicked and ran in circles. And Bruce sat proudly in the middle of it all, biscuit crumbs on his nose, eyes wide like he had no idea how that happened. Scene 5. Peace at last. By 10 p.m. The fireworks had faded and the house was quiet again. Charlie was curled up with a blanket. Brooke and Taylor were half asleep on the sofa, and all three Frenchies were snoring in a heap on the rug. Bruce in the middle like a black and brown mountain, Fival tucked under his chin, and Alan's head resting on Bruce's back. Charlie smiled softly. "Another successful bonfire night," she whispered. A faint crackle echoed from outside. The last leftover fireworks someone had saved for the end. Bruce's ear twitched. Fival grumbled. Alan lifted his head just enough to mumble, "If that goes off again, I'm moving to Spain." Charlie laughed quietly to herself. And for once, the Frenchie house slept peacefully. Like, comment and subscribe to see more of the Frenchie Chronicles.